Hey there, welcome to another exciting episode of What's New in Serverless 360. I'm Shrutivika and joining me today is Sona from the Serverless 360 team. Today we're diving into the hottest releases and fresh features that Serverless 360 has cooked up in the month of December. But before we jump into the exciting updates, for those who might be new here, let's quickly recap what Serverless 360 is all about. It's an advanced cloud management platform tailored exclusively for Microsoft Azure. With its four powerful modules, it provides tools for monitoring, tracing, remediation, and governance of your Azure ecosystem. Alright, now let's move on to the next slide to see the latest product news and what's latest from the Serverless 360 community. Our recent YouTube video breaks down the challenges and spills tea on how FinOps can be a strategic ace in optimizing Azure resources. This can help you boost your Azure savings by up to 30%. And when it comes to the audio side of things, we have got a new podcast featuring Azure MVP Irvin Stahl, hosted by Lex, where they share insights into modernizing a monolithic data platform on Azure. They dive deep into topics like data storage, centralized data management, Azure Fabric's potential, and much more. And for all the bookworms, we have dropped some blogs on topics like Azure VM for performance excellence and cost control, how to monitor Azure reservation utilization to save cost, Azure App Service right sizing to maximize cost efficiency. We hope you find these resources as valuable as we do. But wait, there's more. I'm passing it over to Sona, who will give us a first hand look through the latest product features with a demo. Over to you, Sona.
Thanks, Shruti, for the informative updates. Hello, everyone. This is Sona. Let me walk you through the December month release items. In the Business Application module, we have integrated support for Azure Databricks Components, which is a comprehensive big data analytics and manipulation service offered by Azure. This feature enables us to monitor Azure Databricks resources and execute automated operations on these resources through Serverless 360. Next, we have a new type of monitoring called availability monitoring in Business Application. This feature allows users to set up rules to track the availability of a specific resource. Next in the module, we now offer SQL query consumption analysis. This feature enables users to access insights into query performance through metrics, facilitating the optimization of query efficiency. In Business Application module, alongside metric and status monitoring, we have now incorporated support for activity log monitoring across all resources within Business Application. In Cost Analyzer module, three additional options have been introduced: service name, meter, and meter subcategory. These options enables users to group and drill down into the charts, offering a more detailed perspective on cost consumption. Next in the module, we have introduced a customizable right-sizing recommendations configuration. Previously, users received recommendations based on CPU percentage of resource types. Now, users have the flexibility to configure the metrics and percentages, shaping the criteria for upgrade and downgrade recommendations. Next in the module, we have introduced a new group notification feature. Users can now configure intervals such as monthly or weekly to receive consolidated cost alerts. These alerts provide users with a summary of costs at the specified intervals, offering a streamlined and organized notification system. Another improvement in the module is that only a supported service tiers for the VMs will be filtered and displayed now. In the Azure Documenter module, a few enhancements have been implemented in the Access Reports document. The Access Details document now offers a comprehensive report detailing access within the Azure's Active Directory groups, users, and service principals, alongside with their roles specified at subscription, resource group, and resource levels. Let me demonstrate the features now. In the Business Application module, we have four new Azure Databricks resource types, which are Azure Databricks Compute Clusters, Compute Pools, Workflow Delta Live Tables, and Workflow Jobs. We'll now look into the Workflow Jobs. The resource has an overview page which will display all the essential details about it. We have an option called Run Now. After configuring all the required parameters and clicking upon this button will create a new run for this job. In the Runs tab, all the runs of this particular job will be displayed here along with its start time, end time, and duration. On clicking upon this particular ID, all the details about this run along with its repair history will be displayed. We also have the option to repair a run. After configuring all the required parameters, clicking upon this button will repair the run. We have the ability to filter and fetch the runs based on the from date and to date. We have an option to cancel all the runs and all queued runs here. Serverless 360 provides an exclusive monitoring option for the Azure Databricks resources. Here we have the option to monitor the failed runs count. We can also configure automated tasks for the same. Next, we have the option to configure a duration rule for the runs. If a run's duration exceeds the configured threshold, we will be alerted. We also have an automated task option provided for the workflow jobs. For the other three resource types, we have state-based monitoring provided. So after configuring an error status, we'll be alerted based on the same. So the next feature in the business application module is that we'll now be able to monitor the availability of a resource. We have four states like available, unavailable, degrade and unknown, which helps us to identify the resource health. So we can configure the rule here. We'll also be able to configure an automated task for the same. So the next feature is activity log monitoring in business application. In addition to all the available monitoring types, the business application module has also got a new type of monitoring called activity log monitoring. Now, all the activity logs of a resource can be monitored. This is the activity log section. We'll now be able to add a rule by clicking upon this button. We have various categories here, and each of these categories will have a set of operations listed to it. So you'll have to configure a condition and an error status based on which the rule will be monitored. So we have a scenario where every time we'll need to be alerted a pipeline run is cancelled, then we can configure a rule like this. So the category will be Data Factory pipelines, and here we'll have the operation cancel any pipeline run chosen. And based on this condition, the rule will be monitored. We'll also be able to configure an automated task for the same. So the next interesting feature in the module is SQL Query Performance Insight. We have a new tab called Query Performance Insight in SQL Database Resource section. We have different charts here which gives us insights into the query performance through metrics like CPU, data IO, log IO, duration and execution count. We'll also be able to choose the number of queries, query aggregation and time range based on which the charts will be displayed here. So the charts are also clickable. Once you click on the chart, the details of the particular query will be displayed. You'll also be able to change the configurations of the chart here. This feature will help us gain insight and optimize query performance. Next, in the Cost Analyzer module, we have the group notification feature. In the context menu, we have a new option called notifications. So here, we'll be able to configure the interval based on which the alerts will be sent. We have the monthly and weekly intervals here. We'll have to put the email address and the notification channels to which you want the alerts to be sent here. So for the weekly intervals, we'll be getting an alert on every Monday with the cost of all subscriptions associated to that particular group for a time period of 2 previous weeks. And for the monthly intervals, we'll be getting an alert on every first of the month comparing the cost of previous 2 months. So here is a sample alert. Here we have the time period along with its cost displayed. We'll also indicate if the cost has increased by or decreased by along with its percentage. In this section, we'll have the notable subscriptions whose cost has been increased or decreased compared to the previous week. And we'll also have the resource type by section details here. So on clicking upon this button, we'll be navigated to that particular view in the analysis section. So the next feature in the analysis section is that we'll be able to group by or drill down the costs to service, meter and meter subcategory levels. So let me now drill down this particular subscription by service name. So here we'll have all the service names along with its cost displayed. So I can further drill it down to meter level. So here we'll have all the meters along with its costs. It can further be drilled down to meter subcategories. So these are the subcategories of that particular meter. So this provides us a better understanding of all the cost. So the next feature in the module is customizable right sizing recommendations. Earlier, we were providing the resource recommendations based on the CPU percentages of the resource. Now, we've got the ability to configure the metrics and percentage according to our preferences, based on which the upgrade and downgrade recommendations will be provided for the resources. We can also configure more than one metric, and based on the conditions specified here, we'll be receiving the recommendations. This is available for all the resource types here, and these configurations are applicable at the cost management group levels. Along with this, the recommendation settings was previously available only for the root management group, but now we have it for all the management groups. Another improvement in the module is that previously we were listing all the available tiers for virtual machines and virtual machine scale sets in scheduling and right sizing section of the module. Now only the supported virtual machine tiers will be displayed for both the virtual machine and virtual machine scale sets. So the next feature in Azure Document is that we've made a few changes to the access detail document. Earlier, we only had group by subscription and resource group options. Now we've got three other options like groups, service principals, and users. So after configuring your preference and clicking upon generate, the document will be generated. So here is a sample document generated by using group by subscription. So here we have a summary of all the subscriptions along with the number of groups, service principals, and users the subscription is associated to. For example, this particular subscription has 3 groups, 3 service principals, and 3 users associated to it. So if I click upon this, I'll be navigated to this particular subscription section. We'll have an overview of the subscription. So in this section, we'll have a consolidated data about the subscription access along with its roles. If a particular group, service principal, or user has permission only at resource group or resource level, then we'll have it mentioned as specified access. For example, this particular AD group has only access to this resource group. Similarly, we'll have it for the service principal and user level also. So that's all with the demos. Let me give you an overview of what you can expect in January. In the general section, we have managed identity in PH. Right now, Serverless 360 makes use of connection strings for connecting the SQL databases and storage accounts in the private hosted environments. To improve the security, we're planning to add support for managed identities for establishing the connections. Next, in the cost analyzer module, for organizations with huge segregation of workloads, it will be an overhead to define the cost management groups manually. We are addressing this challenge by automating the creation of groups based on predefined rules. In the Azure Documenter module, in addition to the details of the resources and its costs, the reports from Azure Documenter will cover the app registration details from the next release. I'll let Shruti take over now.
Thanks for the informative updates, Sona. So, for people interested in knowing about Serverless 360, do have a scan of this QR to get a personalized demo. You can also check out the description box for the links of blogs, YouTube videos mentioned, and also have access to the release notes of the current and previous month features. Thank you.